The government has suspended 30 of the UK's 350 arms export licenses to Israel. It's a decision that the chief rabbi says beggars belief and will encourage our shared enemies. Yeah. Can the Prime Minister therefore explain how his decision will help to secure the release of the 101 hostages still being held by Hamas?
Now, he asks how he arrived at this decision. He knows very well, because the legal framework is clear. The latest guidance was issued in 2021 under his government. And that means that licenses have to be kept under review, as they were by his government. And I think he probably knows the advice that was given to his government. He understands the framework. We've carried out the review in the same way and come to a clear legal conclusion. And shared that conclusion, the assessment, with Parliament. We will, of course, continue to stand by Israel's right to self-defense. But it is important that we are a country committed to the international rule of law. That gives us the strength of argument with our allies on important issues. This is a difficult issue, I recognise that, but it's a legal decision, not a policy decision. But the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister knows the framework, and they issued the guidance, they know what the test is. That test has been assessed, we've come to a conclusion, and we've put that before the House to consider.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the Prime Minister's answer, but he mentioned allies. It's essential that we maintain transatlantic unity in the face of terrorist threats. So can you therefore update the House or tell the House what engagement he had with the United States prior to taking this significant decision?
We have talked this through with our allies. They understand. They have a different legal system. That is the point they made. It chunters from the start. This is a serious issue. It requires serious consideration. And the Prime Minister knows the legal framework. That applying that framework, the facts of that framework, and arriving at a decision does not permit me to simply then say I'm not going to implement the legal decision and conclusion that's been reached. I don't think he's really inviting me to do that.
And the Prime Minister took this action on the very same day as the funerals of Israeli hostages murdered by Hamas. It's something that the Board of Deputies described as a terrible, terrible message to be sending. And I hope the Prime Minister understands the hurt that has been caused, and can he take this opportunity to reassure Israel and the Jewish community that the United Kingdom and this House stands behind Israel and its right to self-defense.
We absolutely recognise and support Israel's right to self-defense and have taken action in support of that right of self-defense. And I've made that repeatedly clear in all of my engagements with Israel across the region and with all of our allies. I absolutely stand by that. But in relation to licences, it's the same test for all licences, as the Prime Minister knows. And having applied the law to the facts and come to a legal conclusion, I don't think the Prime Minister is really inviting me to put that to one side. We have to, the Leader of the Opposition. This is a serious issue. We either comply with international law or we don't. But we only have strength in our arguments because we comply with international law. I appreciate the party opposite didn't think that international law mattered.